Hi, thanks for stopping by. Today, we have a review for you on the Adams SK Pro, a 1000-watt, 5-inch, 50mm oscillating dual-action polisher with integrated 120 lumens LED, 25-foot detachable cord, and a progressive trigger. The integrated LED idea is cool, but positioned in an area that our hand will cover, so we don't find it super useful. The light is also not super bright, but kudos for trying something new. The SK Pro weighs 5.5 pounds without the cord. Front of the polisher weighs 4.8 pounds and 0.7 pounds at the handle, about an 87 to 13 weight distribution. Common head heavy and may sound drastic, but you likely won't notice it when in use. Here's a comparison versus some others we have tested. Ergonomics wise, all contact points are coated with rubber surface. Grip is firm, making it a solid polisher to hold. Good ventilation throughout, blowing air topside, back towards the handle, and out to the sides. Also notice the backing plate and shroud gap, meaning free spinning plate without rubbing shrouds. We will be testing its acoustics, vibration, and power/stalling. Let's see how the 1000-watt motor stacks up. First is the acoustics. Speed 4 holding the polisher at arm's length register 81.9 decibels, and across the room, 12 feet away is at 76.2 decibels. Speed 6 at arm's length is 85.9 decibels, and 12 foot apart is 80, noticeably louder than others we have tested so far. Second is vibration. We strapped our instrument tightly onto the polisher to measure vibration, or acceleration in all three axes, in meters per second squared, taking averages over a 10 seconds period. The lower the number, the less vibration. We tested with a 1-inch thick foam pad and a low-profile microfiber pad. Pad thickness and weight does contribute to vibration after all. First, looking at the foam pad setup. At critical speeds 5 and 6, it's well balanced, but at lower speeds, especially at speed 2 and 3, it registers 1.2 and 1.1 meter per second squared. It's fairly shaky. 0.9 meter per second squared at speed 4 is fine. Where the SK Pro really excels at are the thinner pads, achieving an almost rotary-like balance at speed 6, and fantastic balance numbers from 1 to 5. Very nice. The top bar is mounting a 6-inch plate without tampering with the counterweight. It's funny now the SK Pro likes foam at 0.5 meter per second square and dislikes the 6-inch microfiber setup. Here's a quick comparison versus the EB351 515 and ES620 515 on foam pads and on microfiber pads. Foam pads are generally thicker and can hug body lines, do contours and concretes better. Thinner pads like microfiber or wool pads are good with flats and power transfer, but difficult to go up rims. And finally, power installing. We devised the test by measuring the machine's RPM in free spin. Then securely, again yellow, strap on a 2.5 pound weight. That's the common weight one would apply on the polisher and measure its RPM to see how much it slows. First is the free spin. Though free spin doesn't give any clear indication on how strong the polisher will perform under load, but it does provide a good comparison on how much it slows when pressure is applied. At every speed, we see an approximate increase of between 5 to 15% in RPM. Fairly consistent power output. Decent linear power band. The last thing we want is wild inconsistencies in speed modulation. Here's the RPM under load at 2.5 pounds. Note, these are RPM and not OPM, oscillations per minute. Tests were done multiple times on a flat panel with a very specific pad and methodology, as any change in pad, polish, weight, panel curvature, etc. will alter its data. For example, some compounds are grabbier than others, as speed 1 does not enough spin for consistencies, it stalls and chokes, and speed 2 is good enough for waxing, often what the slower speeds are built for. Speed 3 is where the power finally comes in at a strong sub 400s, with consistent increasement through speed 6. Register a solid sub 700 RPM. Generally, you'll require an RPM of at least 400 for any meaningful correction, and at least 600 plus for heavy correction. Here's a quick overview of underload 2.5 pound load versus the Siamese brothers. Something we like to add is, the EB351 is no slouch, but the numbers make it seem like it's stronger than a 1000-watt quarter system, which is not true when pressure exceeds 2.5 pounds. Stay tuned for where we go through them with more pressure. Overall, we like to give it a 7.4 out of 10 for consistent power, weight, and great microfiber balance. Where it yelled points is to the not so useful LED, foam balance, loud acoustics, and the questionable long-term durability of the detachable cord. There you have it, guys. Concludes our review on the Adams SK Pro. Stay tuned for our upcoming review on the Flex XFE 715. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.